I just graduated from MB University of Art and Design last summer. And so I'm currently working as a pastry chef. I did a various practice in my high school. I did jewelry design, fashion design, industrial design, and all the kind of thing. I tried a lot, but after I was being introduced to ceramics in my foundation year, I completely fell in love with this material. So I started to use this ceramics as a main material to use in my singing practice. I would say I was largely influenced by my father, who's an artist of traditional Chinese watercolor painting. Basically, I developed my sense of artistic aesthetics growing up. Like for me, because ceramics and pastry and culinary art are two equally important elements of my life. So right now, my goal would be to combine these two passions of me in a way that is not just like plating, but something more. So I guess. Like for me, I do most of my works in the potter's wheel. So my works is functional, but yet I do sculptural elements. I do add sculptural elements to my work. For example, the memory plates that we have here, the flower on the plates. It has to be the little teapot that I made last year. I loved it so much, so I named it after me. It's my first name. It's called Yitan. Because of the red dot in the middle, that's what it means in Chinese, Yitan. Oh, it has to be my trimming knives. I have this large collection of trimming knives. It would definitely be my trimming knives. That I have this large collection of trimming knives that I bought from Dora Chen when I first visit. It's made of this tungsten alloy that's extremely sharp and strong. So you don't need to sharpen it. It will just keep the sharpness forever. It's great. For me, it would be the trimming process. You can really lose yourself in the spinning. It's deep, de-stressing process. I would say most of my works are greatly influenced by the Ming Dynasty aesthetics. The simple lines and forms, curves, they're just so beautiful to me. And I'm not a big fan of surface treatment. My main focus would be on the forms and the combination of the lines. So for example, this collection, I made it in my second year. When I first discovered this green, beautiful glacier glaze that I altered it to my own, eventually became my own recipe. So for example, this teapot, it's my very first teapot that I made. You can see all of my teapots have this rounded circle lid. As you know, the process of making ceramics is very time-consuming, and it has very high failure rate. So definitely, I would consider all the factors when I press my work. Two years ago, when I first collaborated with one of the artists from the industrial design, I helped her to complete one of the large ceramic pots in her, eventually be her breast show. And then after forced trial, I finally got a satisfying product. But those 3 trials that I failed, one I tripped in the studio, which I never happened for the 3 years, but it happened on that day, and like the third time a guy exploded in the kiln, which again it never happened to me, but but eventually we got the project. So. I would say like for the first 2 years of my art practice, I mainly focused on the clay itself, and then after that, I started to explore other materials like for example, here metal, copper, silver, gold, and starting to mix up my own glazes and fall in love with the glaze chemistry. So I spent a lot of my time in the glaze lab, like days and nights. So it was fun. There aren't a specific piece, but after all the exhibitions I visited in Chengdu, the fine craftsmanship and from all of these amazing artists really changed my perspective. Because I've seen incredible things that I've never seen in the North American galleries. For example, there are these very thin chains made of pure ceramics and porcelain. It was